So let's get this show started. Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm James Rawlings for Chestnut Review, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to Maya Chief's launch for Tan's Donuts. So, just a little biography on her. Maya Chief is a 23-year-old Cambodian American writer and environmental justice organizer from Southern California, as well as the author of the poetry chapbooks like Kaya, Bottle Cap Press 2023, and Tan's Donuts Chestnut Review 2025. Her writing has been featured in The Stone of Madness, Alocasia, Scapegoat Review, The Weaver, Across the Margin, and elsewhere. Her work has received a Best Small Fictions nomination, and she was a top 10 finalist for the 2023 Palette Poetry Chapbook Prize, guest judged by Dennis Smith, as well as a 2024 Tin House Workshop alum under the faculty mentorship of Roy G. Guzman. She is currently a 2024-2025 poet in residence with collections of transients. Her flash fiction is featured in the Kevin Atwater Achilles Literary Collection to accompany his song, Call of Duty. And thank you. The links now are up. Of course, you can buy Tan's Donuts at any of these places. You can also order it from an independent bookstore using the ISBN, which is on our webpage, chestnutreview.com. And you can also find that through these links as well.
Alrighty, thank you, James. Okay, yeah, before we get started, I just wanted to show folks, I have a little donut hair clip today. It's got Hello Kitty on a donut and then just a regular chocolate sprinkle donut. And then I also got this blind bag. It was like a SpongeBob themed, food themed blind bag at Five Below, and I just coincidentally got this Gary Snail donut one. I thought that was very fitting for today, so I'm just having him here as my companion during the Zoom. Alrighty. Yeah, so today we're just going to talk a little bit about my latest book, which I really was glad to get published with Chestnut Review. And so it's called Tan's Donuts. So you can see it right here. So it's about a Cambodian genocide survivor and war refugee who immigrates to the US and starts a donut shop. And kind of like just reflecting on intergenerational trauma in his family, and the results of that. So first I wanted to do like some shout outs for some people who are here. I wanted to say thank you so much to my family who is in attendance today. My dad, my mom, my brother Nathan, my grandma, my grandpa, I think my yay is there as well, and my aunt Mingali, and baby Joe, Uncle Isaac, and then Ming Sapan and Uncle Vandy, and there's like a fly, and their daughters as well. I think those people are all in attendance. Let me see who else is here. I think Yemo might be here. I have a lot of family members, very big Cambodian family. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone because I'm trying to scroll through the whole uh Zoom participants. But yes, I have a very big family. My grandma on my mom's side, I think she has like 12 siblings, and then my grandpa has like 13 siblings. So you can imagine there's a lot of children that come from that. Um, yeah, and then also just sending like a shout out to anyone who's like from Cambodia as well. I think I had some participants who are or may be joining in from Cambodia. It's like I think 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. over there. Um, and for anyone who owns a donut shop, or if your family owns a donut shop, as well as any other Cambodian folks who are here to support today. Um, yeah, I wanted to uplift some Cambodian kind of businesses and things of that nature. So give me 1 second and I'll share this little guide that I'll also put in the chat. If any folks would like to support some Cambodian business owners, there's a lot that are local to Southern California, but there's a mix of different things as well. Can folks see my screen? I think so. Okay, great, great. So yeah, I have a list of different Cambodian writers. I put myself on there, as well as different artists who do jewelry, clothing, makeup, as well as like resources for learning Khmer, which is a bit of a dying language, especially because a lot of us immigrated to the US and it's like spoken, but not as frequently written. So if anyone is curious to have some opportunities to kind of learn a little bit more about how to speak and write and understand Khmer, there's some links at the bottom here. I will put this link in the chat as well so people can access it. Okay, let me just throw this in. Okay. And then on the second page, you can find some different donut shops in mostly Southern California, but also in Hawaii and Texas, as well as some restaurants and like food products. One of my relatives is on here. Um, Mama T's Hot Garlic is like a family business. I can't exactly remember if it were like cousins or like uncles and aunts. It's a big mix of family members, but they make very delicious hot garlic that you might find in stores. And then there's just some different restaurants and also Instagram accounts that you can kind of check out to learn more about Cambodian culture and history. Um, for example, Coloring Cambodia, which talks about like colorism in Cambodian societies, as well as the Death in Cambodia podcast, which is run by a father and daughter of a genocide survivor, and they talk about the Cambodian genocide and the effects that is taken on the Khmer community. So yeah, if you're curious to support any of these businesses or artists or writers, feel free to check this out. Um, yeah, okay, great. The next thing that I wanted to do is I have a little like personality quiz type thing. Um, and there's a password. So let me see if I can share my screen for it. It's like if anyone is familiar with my other book, I did like a personality test for that as well, where people could find out which like wolf character they were because it was related to wolves, the book. But for this one, you can find out which donut menu item you are. So if you guys can see my screen, there is a little blurb about the book here, and then a link to take the quiz. But first, there's a password that has to be solved, and I wanted to do like a little giveaway for anyone who could figure out the password. Whoever's the first person to do it can get a free copy of the book. So all the clues you'll need will be on this page, and the hint is that it's not an English word, so you're gonna have to like trust the clues that are there because it might be a little difficult to figure out. People who speak Khmer or are familiar with Khmer may have a little advantage in this, but yeah, all the clues are on this page. So you can private message me, and then at the end we'll announce who is the winner of that. So yeah, feel free to do that, and then we'll have time to take the quiz. So don't worry if you can't figure out the password. We'll reveal it later and have time to take it. But yeah, do your best if you would like a free copy of the book. Okay, great. Um, so for the next thing, I just wanted to read a few pieces from the book itself. So if folks have gotten a copy, this is kind of what it looks like. The cover art was done by my friend Zia said by it. So he's really talented. And then this is what the back looks like. It looks really great. And it's prose poems, which I don't think too many non-writers are familiar with what prose poems are, but they basically kind of look like little paragraphs here. So they're like very short and can also be kind of like concise in their own little story. But the whole thing kind of tells us a narrative together, and there's a little drawing on this inside page. But yeah, I'm gonna read two of these prose poems. Let me pull them up. Okay. So the two poems are from the perspective of the donut shop owner, and he's reflecting on his two daughters who are born one decade, one hemisphere, and one war apart. So yeah, this is about his eldest daughter. And the poem is called Num Gong. Your Aunt Malia was such a sweet child. By the age of 5, she'd greet guests as soon as they came to the door, offering them a plate of rambutan and mangosteen before they even had a chance to sit down. She'd set the table and sweep the dining room without ever complaining. She was so different from your mother. Timid, never the type to question authority. Her favorite food was mumkong, a traditional Khmer donut that looks like a big onion ring covered in sesame seeds. We made some every year for her birthday. She was about 10 when the troops raided the town for the first time, soldiers marching through the streets bearing AK-47s. I held onto your yeye and Malia with everything in me, her little hand knotted up in mine. We pushed our way through the crowd, screams flooding our ears and the sounds of gunshots reverberating in the distance. Somewhere in the flurry of things, I lost her. I hadn't noticed till we'd already escaped. After the soldiers had moved elsewhere, we searched all over for her, unsure if we would find our daughter or a corpse. Finding no one and nothing was far worse. I cried an ocean and a half, the tears crashing down my cheeks in waves as a chasm the size of a black hole filled my belly. Your yeye, on the other hand, made herself into a mountain. She knew we had to keep going or we were all going to die. After we fled to Thailand, we ran into one of our neighbors, Samnang, who told us he had seen Malia a few weeks earlier. She stood amongst a group of children and soldiers, her face caked in dirt as she kneeled to the ground to place a circular landmine in a hole she had dug before covering it back up. When he understood what was happening, Samnan couldn't keep his terror in and gasped. She looked up and pointed at him, sending the soldiers to chase him down and open fire. But he managed to escape with only a few grazes. This was the last time anyone saw her alive. It's been decades since then, and yet the chasm in my belly is still there. Okay, so that was the first piece. And I'm just realizing now that I didn't put the link to this in the chat, which will be a lot more helpful for you guys to figure out the password. So do with that what you will. You know, it might actually be a little bit easier if you're on your phone. So that's a little hint there, but good luck with that. And then I'll read the second piece, which is about his other daughter. So this piece is called Coconut. Depressed. I didn't understand what your mother meant when she told me that was how she felt. Sure, we're all sad sometimes, but what's a teenager got to be depressed about? Trigonometry homework? Who you're going to prom with? Everything your grandmother and I ever did was for her to have a better chance at life. Lying on the ground between the corpses of our friends, pretending to be dead so the soldiers wouldn't shoot, tiptoeing through minefields holding our breath, it was all for her. We scrounged all our savings together for a business we didn't choose, just so that she could have a better future. It was hard to hear that she was still unhappy. I didn't have the words to explain how I felt, so I just screamed, throwing every English word I knew at her as she ran into her room and locked the door shut. I never had enough words for her. I didn't have enough patience either. After that, she started seeing your father, a boy from the grade above her. He wasn't the best influence. She started skipping classes and getting detention. The stack of missing homework assignments piled higher and higher. In the middle of her shift at the shop, her dad would breeze in, throw an arm over her, take a coconut donut from behind the counter without paying, and drive away in his unwashed car to who knows where. Then she flunked out of school. He left town, and well, you know the rest. You would think that losing one daughter would be enough to make a person kinder. Okay, so yeah, those were two pieces. And if you're curious about the rest of the poems, feel free to check it out. Yeah, okay. We're going good on time, so I think next is just a little Q&A section. So yeah, if you have a question, you can feel free to put it in the chat or unmute and share it out loud.
You should be able to unmute now if you'd like to.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone for all the kind words in the chat.
I have a question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead, Fiona. Hi, Fiona.
Okay, hi. Um, I wanted to ask, was this story something that like you were thinking of for a while and you kept on thinking about it, or was this like kind of something that came out of the blue for you and you're like, oh, this is a great idea. I want to write more about this.
I think had been sitting on it for a while. Originally, I think I had wanted it to be like audio kind of series, with like a little image of each donut, and then having like I don't know, hiring maybe an older Cambodian man to do like the voice acting or something, but I didn't know very many old Cambodian voice actors, so I just ended up writing it myself. But yeah, it's been an idea I'd been sitting on for a couple of years, like maybe since 2020 or 2019, and I didn't end up writing it until 2023. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, that's so cool. The audio idea is definitely something to keep in mind for the future. That would be super cool.
I mean, if anyone knows some older Cambodian gentleman actors, feel free to let me know so I can hire them for that reason. Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I know you most likely love all of your poems because you wrote them, but is there like a favorite of yours?
Thank you. Thank you for that question, Mitzi. Let's see. I would say my favorite is the last one, No Mansam, just because it's very descriptive, and I think I really like writing like imagery and nature. Um, and I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't read that piece, but yeah, I think it's also a very emotional part of the book. So I would say that one.
Slay!
Thank you. Nathan, my brother, my little brother asked who inspired you to write this. I not a specific person. Um, I think my dad has like accidentally been telling people that the book is about him. It's not about him. It's not about him. So his coworkers think that the book is about him, but he's not an old Cambodian man who owns a donut shop. So I don't know why they think that. But I would just say like I've been wanting to write about Cambodian culture for a while, so it's not any particular person. And then I'll answer another question in the chat from Sydney. What was your favorite slash most memorable part about your journey in creating this work? Good question. Hmm. I think some of my favorite parts were getting to work with my friend Zia, who did the cover, because we had talked about like being collaborative partners for a while, and we've been really, really close friends, but we had never gotten the chance to actually like professionally collaborate on anything until then. And then also like getting to share this book with the Khmer community because I feel like I've learned so much and gotten to meet so many people and reconnect with my heritage and culture because of it. Thank you for that. Okay. Yemom, I see you have a question. You're raising your hand.
Yeah, I did. Maya. Thank you. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
I actually have two questions for you. So I'm looking at the page where there's a drawing, family drawing by Matthew Singh. I'm interested to know, this is his the drawing that he actually did. At how old was he?
So the character Matthew Singh is in the book, and so he's not a real person. It's just like
Okay.
the grandson. And I originally wanted this drawing to be done by my baby cousin Joe, who is here, I think, but she was very young at the time, and apparently she could not draw more than a circle. So I had to do this drawing myself and just like
I love
say,
it.
like for the theme, but I made it in like Google
Got it.
Drawings just with my little mouse. But I would have loved to have it done by Joe if I could have.
So each of these writing is inspired by the Donut King's guide, right? So I'm interested to find out, has he read this?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily inspired by Donut King itself or like the person who runs Donut King, more just like all Khmer families and donut shop owners. But I would like to reach out to the Donut King folks because they're such an integral part of the Khmer community. For anyone who isn't familiar, Donut King is like the largest Cambodian donut franchise. And I think on the list that I had shown earlier with the Cambodian groups and businesses to support, Donut King is mentioned on there a couple times. I visited the Donut King in 2 Hawaiian cities on Oahu, I think. Yes. Thank you for that question, Emo. Okay. Oh, hi. Okay, I'll pass it to Gabriel.
Hey, Mai. My question was, as you were kind of preparing to write these, and as you were in that whole process, like research and kind of putting the ink to the paper, as it were, was there anything that sort of surprised you, like that? Oh, I wasn't expecting this, or oh, this was like an insight that had I not gone through this process, I may have never even thought about it from that angle, or that kind of thing.
That's a good question. Thank you, Gabriel. Let's see. I think there were things I learned about like more of the history of the genocide that I wasn't as familiar with beforehand. So like doing the actual explicit research for it helped bring that to light for me. Like in one of the poems, it's talking about Sin Sitsamuth, who is like a Cambodian uh musician. He was kind of known as like kind of like the Elvis of Cambodia. And he was a really big deal back in the day. I think some of his songs were playing on the playlist earlier while we were waiting for people to show up. And like I knew that the genocide targeted a lot of people, including like creatives, artists, and musicians, and that he died during the genocide, but I didn't know like the exact specifics of how it happened. So I learned about that. Yeah, so that surprised me. Thank you for that question. Okay. I see a question from Carolina. Thank you for coming, Carolina. Was there any kind of preparation emotionally or research-wise that you felt the need to do before writing the book? Yeah, definitely. I feel like I have like personally heard stories about the genocide, but I haven't experienced it myself. But I've heard from like my own family members, my parents, my grandparents. I could see Yeye and Tata right there. And there's a picture of my dad in the back if you could see my dad. Um but yeah, I definitely wanted to do a lot of research so that I could feel like I was doing the Cambodian community justice, and reflecting like our experiences accurately. Thank you for that question. Alrighty, do we have any other questions? Feel free to unmute, raise your hand, add something in the chat. What is my favorite donut? Thank you for that, Fiona. I think I like the old-fashioned ones. I think they're breadier than like typical donuts. And I don't know, donuts are a little sweet for me, so I like the old-fashioned one because they're not as sweet. Thank you for that. What's your favorite donut, Fiona? Feel free to share. Or people can share their favorite donut in the chat too, if you would like to.
Oh my God, I think it's a tie between like a strawberry glaze or a maple glaze. Those are my
Ooh,
favorites. Yeah.
both good choices.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm. Yes, maple bar. All right. Well, maybe we'll do a last call for questions, and if there's no more, we'll go back to our quiz. Okay. If there are no more questions, I don't think anyone has figured out the password yet because I haven't gotten any messages. Um, do maybe I should give another hint. Do we feel like we need another hint? Okay. It's in these 3 paragraphs right here. You can find the password here. It is okay. I gotta guess. No, that is not. No, it is not. Okay, you know what? I'll give another hint too. It is a Cambodian name. No, it's not tan. It's not tan. Yeah, you can find it in these 3 paragraphs, or if you've read the book, you might be able to just guess it. I see people going through their books trying to figure it out. Let's see. Chap. No, it's not chap. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. I gotta guess. That was really close. Really close. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe you misspelled it, possibly. So you might want to double check that. Oh my God. No! Okay, wait. Someone got it right before. Okay. Yes, Aria Benzon, not the other Aria Henson. You got the password. Okay.
Maya,
So
can you explain how you find the password in those
yes,
paragraphs?
okay. I will reveal the correct answer, which was like there were 2 guesses and they were both really close together, but one person got it like correctly. I think maybe one had a typo. Um, Aria got the Aria got it. So if you look closely, you can see like some of the letters are slightly different colors. So everything is this like black, and then there's ones that are dark green. So I guess this might be hard if you're colorblind, but if you can see, there's an S here, an O here, a V here. Yeah, I think the next one is this A, and then this N right here, this N right here, this A right here, and this H. So it's Sylvana. And I'll put that in the chat so people can enter it into the passwords. And that is the name of one of Tan's daughters in the book. So yeah, Aria, you'll be getting a free book. Awesome. Great job. Yes, you were so close, Carolina. Yeah, so now folks can feel free to press the little button that says find out which donut you are, and it should take you to this password page where you type in the password, and then it takes you to a little personality quiz. So yeah, if you go ahead and do that with the link, which I'll share again in the chat for people to check it out, feel free to start filling it out. It's very short, but it should tell you. No, they don't know my middle name in Kali. It's Saravate for folks who are interested, but not that that's the password. That's my middle name. It's a Cambodian name. Thank you, Nelson. But yeah, if you go ahead and click the donut quiz, it should take you to some questions. So feel free to do it on your own, and I'll walk us through me doing it as well, so you can see what it kind of looks like. So I'll just start reading it out. You get a call telling you that your dad, who lives on the other side of the country, is in the hospital. You immediately hit the road and drive to the hospital. At 1 a.m., after driving for 10 hours straight, you decide to stop at a strip mall. Do you take a nap or find some coffee? I will just click a random one, take a nap, and then it takes you to your next question. You awake from your nap after 30 minutes. What do you do next? Get breakfast or get gas for your car? We'll say get breakfast. There's a couple different spots in the strip mall that are open this late. Which do you choose? Get some bacon and pancakes at a late night American diner, grab some chow mein and orange chicken at a Chinese takeout place, or get a hot dog and a slushie for the road at 7-Eleven. So I would have picked the Chinese takeout place. So then it tells you which donut you are, and then we have these really beautiful illustrations that are also by my friend Zia, who did the cover. And then it gives you like a little description about what that says about you. I don't know how accurate it's gonna be. And then a poem recommendation from the book, as well as like a game recommendation and a TV show or movie recommendation, a music recommendation. There's a lot of recommendations. And then if you click this little button, it should take you to these Zoom backgrounds that you can download and add for your own screen. So I'll show what that looks like right now. But yeah, hopefully people are enjoying the quiz. So feel free to take it right now and share your results in the chat. You can share if you feel they're accurate or if you feel insulted by your answer. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can change my little Zoom thingy. Okay, it works. Now I just have to like flip it around. There you go. Okay. So now you can see you can have a little Zoom background for the rest of the Zoom, even though it's only going for 10 or 20 more minutes. But yeah, let's see. What are folks saying in the chat? Cherry turnover, yes. Okay, cool. Maple bar, old fashioned. Oh, I'm glad that it's a good description. Okay. Numkong, Boston cream, bear claw. Okay, okay. Lots of different mixes in the chat. Cool. Arya, to answer your question, how involved were you with the creation of all the illustrations? I kind of like picked out which donuts I wanted to have done, and then for the cover, that was more of like an extensive process. And so my friend had come up with like a couple ideas of like what the image could look like, and then we thought about like colors, the small little details like, oh, I guess I can't do it anymore. Wait. No, I can't show the book. Um, if if you see the cover, there's like a little Buddha statue, and there's like a little banner in front of the countertop that has an image of Angkor Wat on it, which is like a temple in Cambodia. Um, yeah, thinking about those little details was pretty cool and fun to do. So I was pretty involved in the process, but um, yeah, my friend did most of the work, I'd say.
Question about the illustrations, Maya. So is there a separate illustration for each donut that was done?
Not for every single one, but for 13, which is about half of them.
Okay.
And I did that so I could have like these stickers that I brought to a writing convention. James is familiar with that one. We were there together. It was a AWP, but for any non-writers, we just went to this convention in LA, and then I made these little stickers that I passed out, and I have this little. Oh no, it's not letting me. Wait. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna give up on that. But yeah, I have some little stickers. So if you see me in person, you can ask for them, and I will gladly give you one of the stickers.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
I was just thinking because
Okay.
I didn't know that you had all the separate illustrations for the donuts, is that at least for those 13, you could make some really nice broadsides with the donut and then the poem with that title.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be a really cool idea. Okay. I see there's more questions coming in from Mingali. What's your favorite memory in a donut shop? Grandpa, who was here on the Zoom, he used to work in a donut shop, so I think watching him kind of use the mixers and make stuff. There he is. He's waving. Hi Tata. Yeah, I think watching my grandpa work in the donut shop was pretty cool. And then there's a question from Manyam. How did you come up with these personality descriptions for these donuts? It was a little bit tricky. Yeah, a little bit tricky, but I based them off like the poems in the book, and what those characters kind of reflected. Yeah, so that was fun to do. Alrighty. Any other questions? Or yeah. Any thoughts on the personality quiz? Like, do you like your recommendations? Has anyone heard of the things I recommended? I tried to pick things that are a little bit less common so that you could get a new recommendation in case you're already familiar with a lot of those things on there. Uh, Hold on one second. Thank you, Carter. Awesome. Yeah, I highly recommend the show Interview with the Vampire. I mean, there's a book also, but I really enjoyed the show. If I could create a donut, what would it be? That's a that's a tough question. Um, hmm. I think I like things with like cream filling inside, so similar to a Boston cream, but maybe also incorporating like strawberries or something on it, something like that. Um, yeah, and then the last thing I'll do, I will share some of the results. Okay. I think you guys can see my screen. I think. Wait, hold on. Is it working? Is my screen share working right now? Are you guys seeing like all the images of the donuts? Okay, great. Um, yeah, well, if you go ahead and oh no, my screen's looking weird. If you go ahead and uh like from your recommendation at the very bottom, you can take the quiz again, or you can check out the other donuts. So all the images are here, and then you can read about the other ones here. So yeah, feel free to explore, check out the other recommendations and drawings, check out the music, and then I also have the playlist here as well if anyone wants to check it out for the music that we were playing at the very beginning. But I think that might be everything. So I think we can just go ahead and wrap up a little bit early. But thank you folks so much for coming today and participating in the launch. It's great to see so many friends and family all in the same place. Oh my gosh, and Nelson's driving. Thank you for committing to coming to this even though you're driving right now. Oh, okay, wait, let me see. There's more questions. From Manyam, do you have any go-to donut shops in Orange County? There's one nearby to my house. It's called President's Donuts, owned by some family friends of ours. My dad and mom are friends with them, so I think they have really good donuts. And then Sydney asked, will you be having any upcoming pop-ups, signing, or reading events? Um, I'm trying to arrange something with Barnes and Noble, and then maybe like a local library or something like that. So I will let you know if anything comes up. Okay. Thank you everybody for all the kind words. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. Hope everyone has a good rest of their Saturday. Thank you. Okay. Bye everybody.